Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Now celebrating 17 years of broadcasting success, here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again, both for our radio audience at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com. We're glad that you all could be with us. Also, just tuning in through our friends around the world, thanks to iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcasts. We're glad you all could be with us as well. We're excited to welcome Miss Eugenia Foxworth to our program today. Ms. Foxworth is not only a longtime New York City realtor, but also the founder and owner of Foxworth Realty. This year has been a big year for her, as she was also appointed as the president of the International Real Estate Federation for the United States, and she's been able to continue to share not only her love of New York, but also the world through her platform. We're going to talk to her about that, what it's been like for her to do work that she loves, and, of course, what's coming up for her as well. Ms. Foxworth, thank you so much for the time today. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for having me, and good afternoon.
Well, it was really interesting for me to prep for your segment, Ms. Foxworth, because the thing that really struck me is, for one thing, your love of the city. I lived in New York for a while myself, so it was great being able to kind of take some of that journey with you, but also your love of the world, because we see that even in your social media. What has that been like for you to share your love of travel and the world with the rest of us?
I think that I was where I was supposed to be. I was unaware that lots of people did not travel. So vicariously, they lived through my travels. Like, you know, during the pandemic, everybody wondered where I went, and then all of a sudden I popped up all around, you know, New York, the outer boroughs, you know, having lunch. So they were waiting to have lunch and dinner. So my travels around the world has been like a gourmet time for lots of people. Traveling around the world, I've gotten to know people. I've been traveling since I was a baby. But the various things that have helped me through my travels is to know the various cultures, to know what people think of us, and to be able to say to them, wait, we all don't live in Harlem. Everyone knows Harlem. And so they're excited about that because it's such an electrical place. It's like Paris. They say Paris never sleeps. Well, for me, yes, there's Paris, and then there's New York. So the excitement that I bring to people is also the excitement that I've experienced because I can express myself and they live vicariously. Business-wise, it's helped my first business. The first thing that I did in real estate was international. How and why? Through my travels. And I met someone who knew I was in New York. And the person said, I have someone for you. The next one was, you know, a friend of my dad's who I thought I was getting an apartment, you know, in New York City. No, I got an apartment in Acapulco. That all comes through travels.
Yeah. You have been able to parlay your interest and your love of travel, though, Ms. Foxworth, into a business. As I mentioned, you're also the owner of Foxworth Realty. Outside of everything else you seem to be able to do, talk to us about that. Is business something you also have always been attracted to? Did you always know you wanted to own something of your own?
No, I never thought I wanted to own something of my own. I've always been out of the box. And I've always done business without even realizing it. And I know that I don't dance through to the same drummer. So if I wanted something, I went after it. I remember as a little girl when I went to live with my mom, visit my mom, because I didn't go to live with her until later. And she would have me doing chores. I would go and I'd buy cookies, and I'd offer the cookies, one for you, two for me, so that they could help me clean my room. I basically do not take orders very well. And when I say that, it's not that I have an attitude, but it's a matter in which I like to accomplish things and do things differently. And I learned throughout that even when I was a flight attendant, which was an accident, I lost my mind and my father cut me off financially, and I started doing various businesses. And what did I do? Living in New York, I ended up opening up a boutique because people were asking me to bring a Mexican boutique. They were asking me to bring things from Mexico, and I was bringing them, and then the customs agents started seeing me bring them, and it was different. It wasn't like computerized as it is today. You had filled out forms with what you had in bingo. So they had me bringing things, but of course what I put down for what I paid was half the amount. So I was losing money. So I opened up a boutique on East 70th Street, and it was called Eugenia without the E, and it was a Mexican boutique, which I eventually sold because I got bored with that. I ended up getting different businesses because I found a skincare line. And in finding the skincare line, I loved one of the items. What did I do? I could not find it in the store. I could not find it on the internet. And a friend of mine said, why don't you just look on the label and contact the person? I did. It was a dermatologist in Philadelphia. And I contacted him. I ended up buying the dermatologist and his partner out. Well, when I say that, I gave them 14% of the business, and I kept the rest. And the attorneys got a certain percentage, but no one made money until all the bills were taken care of. So this has been the story of my life. It's not the same that I always, when I opened the gallery in New York, it was after I had a little virus that attacked my heart. And the doctor said I would never, ever be able to do anything again that I used to do. So do what you love. I used to collect art as a child running around Europe. I opened up a fine arts gallery on 65th between Madison and Park. So I have never gone in or said, gee, I want to have a business. But it's just been a natural.
And it's something that, of course, people have gotten to appreciate and also admire about you. And it reminds us also of what is possible as well, Ms. Foxworth. I want to say for those who are just tuning in, either on the radio side or online, you're listening to Conversations Live. We're excited to welcome Ms. Eugenia Foxworth to our program. She's not only the owner and founder of Foxworth Realty, but also newly appointed president of the International Real Estate Federation for the United States. And with all of that you continue to achieve, with all that you have been able to do, you've been able to not only to stay consistent, Ms. Foxworth, but also, I think, to remind people of what's possible. When you hear from people that not only enjoy your pictures or enjoy your travel or have benefited from working with you in the real estate space, how does it make you feel to know that you're making a difference in the lives of someone else?
Well, it's something that I've always done. I've never done things to get. I've always given things just to be giving. It makes me feel good and I appreciate it. Like, for example, for getting real estate, if I save someone's home because they were led in the wrong direction, I'll do that for free. That gives me a wonderful feeling. Or with the Uptown Dance Academy when I was on their board. These young kids were inner city kids, and some of them, their parents, were getting vouchers, to live. But they're kids. They wanted to experience things. And what I did was I would, on the down low maybe, buy a pair of ballet slippers for one of the kids. Or I would pay, not one, but many, and I would, put my money there and encourage my friends to come to the recitals. Things like that have always made me feel good. Or in the case of a young man, who had not finished high school, and he worked for me in the gallery. And he would read, and I said, "What are you reading?" He was reading the books on Japanese kickboxing. I never heard of Japanese kickboxing or Japanese boxing. I guess it was regular boxing. He wore the gloves. And I got him interested in reading, and I said, "Why don't you turn that into a career? Going into the inner city schools." I never told the kids, "Oh, this is what I did," or "This is what you should do." I would say, if this is what you enjoy, do it. If you have a hobby, do your hobby, but don't let your pals see it, because then they're going to pick on you. Keep your hobby a secret, but you can always come to me. That's a feeling. Or a new designer. I start wearing their clothes, and all of a sudden people say, "Well, where did you get that?" or "Whose is that?" And the next thing you know, the new designer is making for everyone. And I'm saying, "Oh, please don't let the prices get too high that I can't afford it." But yet I would still pay. So it's a wonderful feeling for me when you can help someone else. But my helping other people has helped me to be who I am, because it started as a child.
Yeah. And I think, again, that's what so many people appreciate about you. So I want to ask you about the what's next. You have achieved so much, Ms. Foxworth. What is next on the horizon for you that you'd like to conquer?
I never think about what I want to conquer. It's nothing that's ever been a part of my life. I just do what I feel like doing. And if someone says you can't do it, that's their problem, because I'm going to do it. Right now I'm getting ready to do a podcast, and I'm so excited about it, because it's going to encompass all of me: art, culture, real estate, fashion, because that's me. That's who I am. So that is going to be an interesting thing, because I don't know where it's going to lead me. But the excitement of it is almost like I'm jumping out of I say, if you don't mind, my hooker heels, because I'm only 5'3", but I've got a tall attitude, and with the heels on, I'm a giant. So that's what I mean. I'm jumping out of those shoes. I'm excited about it.
What a great thing. Well, it gives us something to look forward to. Again, everyone, Miss Eugenia Foxworth has been our guest. She's not only a longtime New York City realtor, the founder and owner of Foxworth Realty, and, as I've been mentioning, the new president for the International Real Estate Federation for the United States. Ms. Foxworth, how can our audience stay connected with you?
Well, how could I'm all over the websites, internet, etc. But my email is eugenia@foxworthrealtyonline.com, or you can just Google Foxworth Realty. And on September the 22nd, I will be on the Harlem American Voice podcast at 2 p.m., but I don't know where to say to find it, because I have no idea. But my office, you can always find me. You'll never lose me.
All right. So make sure you all stay connected with Foxworth Realty for sure. Ms. Foxworth, really appreciate this time today. It was great speaking with you, and looking forward to our next conversation together.
And thank you, Mr. Webb. It's been my pleasure. Stay safe, and blessings.
Blessings to you as well. And we thank you, our audience, for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.